okay? You
Not
got me
here.
jacked, man. I just want to travel with you. That's incredible. Next time you're going to say all these nice things, let me grab my wife because she doesn't believe half of them, man. No, I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. In fact, if I could ask a favor of anybody that can, pop your video on, guys. You know, I love that Josh just came out with high energy. We need that. I know it's been a long event. It's been amazing. Daniel's brought in some world-class talent, which is great. But pop on some videos, guys. It's going to help serve me, which will then help serve you. So that's my wish and my prayer for you guys. But guys, I'm excited, really, really excited. For anyone that hasn't met me yet or seen me train, I am an open book. In fact, I can almost all but guarantee I'll probably say something not corporate approved. I most likely will offend somebody, and it is what it is. But the one thing you get with me, guys, you know where I stand. You know, part of leadership is being able to have a fierce conversation with somebody if you have a feeling that conversation could better that person's life, right? And that's something as a leader I strive to do. So there's going to be things where I take the gloves off today, guys. It might be a little smack around, right? But it's important. I want you guys to pick up the message that we're going to be delivering today. And then, you know, Daniel he stole my thunder a little bit. We are going to do a Q&A at the end, right? If we have enough time. And the reason I love the Q&A, and I know it's hard when you have 115 people on, we'll try to figure out a way to keep it organized. I don't want anyone leaving here today with a mental block, right? With something they're struggling with. It says, you know, it might work in Virginia. It doesn't work here in Florida. Or no, the only reason Aaron was able to do that is because of real estate, right? Just to name a few. So I want to make sure that as we're going through this, guys, write down the questions, throw them in the chat, save them for the end. I don't want anyone leaving here today without having getting into massive action that's going to help build your business to the next level. Let me share my screen. Give me 1 second, guys. I should have planned ahead for that. Sorry. Not sure why it's not sharing. Hang on 1 second. There we go. Okay, cool. Guys, so the first part of what we're going to talk about, Daniel, we good? You can see it? Okay, awesome, guys. It's powerful prospecting, right? So everybody knows my story, who was on. A real estate agent. I'm still in real estate a little bit. But I was really, really busy. Like when it wasn't hype. I'm not just saying that for a presentation. Literally 70-hour weeks. 70-hour weeks. So if anybody on this call can relate to working a lot of hours, not having time for anything, lean in, guys. Take notes, right? And by the way, 74 days to go ED. There are people on this call who have beaten that. I get that, right? But we all have our different lanes to play in, right? 74 days to some might be huge. I had someone on my team that just did it in 35, right? So take this information. Perhaps you're going to be able to do it even faster than what we're talking about. And that's the key here. But yeah, it's how we went ED. 5 simple steps, 30 minutes a day, guys. 30 minutes a day. I was really, really good about doing it 7 days a week in full disclosure, right? I'm one of those all or nothing types. So I wanted to see what we could have come from this in a short period of time. So we did lean in. But once again, 30 minutes a day, 7 days a week, 74 days to ED, right? And my mouse is still not working. I want to share a couple stats with you guys, and this is important. This is not to brag. You know, Daniel will tell you that's not what this is about. Anyone else that knows me on this call. But I want to make sure I have your full attention, right? I want to make sure you know the information I'm sharing with you today is stuff that I'm actually doing, right? So we built a team of over 1,400 associates in the last 15 months, guys. Never been in network marketing before. I just followed the playbook that everyone gave us here at Legal Shield, and we ran it, right? We ran it. We're in 44 states, 4 Canadian provinces. In fact, we have a nice big team right now in Canada. We've popped 10 executive directors, 2 bronze and 2 silver. This is a big one, guys. This goes what Daniel led with in the beginning about duplication when he gave one of our new EDs, Jennifer Kenna, a huge shout out. Love that person, by the way. But this is about duplication. It's one thing for you to go do it, but how many other people on your team and your organization can you help have the same level of success or maybe even better, right? And that's huge. $200,000 ring earner. And then the stat I'm most proud of, guys, this shows you, hopefully anyway, that we are in the trenches. In the last 2 months, April and May, we had a 419 open leg power team recruits, guys. Open leg. That's outside of the EDs that we're just talking about. Open leg, guys. And it's from the blueprint that I'm going to give you guys. I'm telling you, lean in, take notes, and run with it. Okay, cool. Let's jump right in. So step 1, Pique Interest, right? And by the way, you're going to see some echoes of this from Nick Odom, which I love, right? I'm sitting here thinking like, oh no, he stole some of the thunder. But no, it's a good thing. Because when you see 2 leaders that are running very, very similar models, guys, that should give you a clue, right? Success leaves clues, and that's a big one. You might also pick up a subtle difference. Perhaps I share something, you're like, you know what? The way Nick said that really resonated with me. And that's what this is all about. Find your lane, find something that's going to work, stick to that model and run with it, right? So start off with a compliment. This is really, really big. Most people don't get compliments at all, guys. They don't get compliments at home. They don't get compliments at work. And so when you lead off with a compliment, you're setting yourself apart. And I'm actually going to give you guys a real life example as we go through this. Several months ago, in fact, it was almost a year ago now. It was in September. I was at the mall in our local neighborhood. We were shoe shopping for my, I think it was my 5-year-old going to kindergarten. We're in the store, and this guy had such a big personality. He was super energetic. Was smiling, was very helpful. We didn't feel rushed. And you guys know in retail, you don't see that every day, right? This guy stood out to me. And so I started off with a compliment. I said, man, you are really, really good at your job. I'll never forget it. He does one of those step backs and he goes, who, me? I said, yeah, you. And he goes, bro, I've never had anyone say that to me ever. Like, man, thanks. Like, he was dumbfounded. Like, he couldn't believe it, right? And it was huge. And then I asked the #1 line that I get requested to share every single day from people outside of our organization, outside of our team. What do you say to people to have this growth? And when I share it with them, I know you guys can already see it. People kind of smirk like, come on, man, what's the truth? What do you really say? Guys, that's my line. I've never changed it. Do you keep your income options open to side projects? Do you keep your income options open to side projects? What I love about this line, this opening line, guys, is I've said it to probably 300 people in the last 12 months. I've never had a single person say no. When I can guarantee in sales, I know the way they're going to answer. That's called winning. That's called winning in a big, big way. The other cool part about that line, guys, is I have recruited people over making $17,000 a year that I know of. That's the smallest. To the highest that we recruited about 6 months ago is $1.75 million a year. The line doesn't care, guys. It doesn't care. Because the more wealthy you are, the more successful you are, they want more income coming in. So they're still open. And if you're up against it, you're not living life to the potential that you know God gave you. You're looking for something. It works across all levels, right? Really, really powerful. I want to make sure you guys understand this too. Phone and in person. I'm going to call that the same right now, especially with a lot of us being stuck at home, right? Versus texting, because there is a big, big difference. Hopefully you guys pick up on my energy, right? I'm excited about this. My passion comes out. So if I see Daniel here, you know, if I call Daniel, we're in person at the store. Hey, Daniel, quick question, man. You keep your income options open to side projects. He can feel that energy, right? It's transferring to him. If I were to send Daniel a text, Daniel just got in trouble at home. He forgot to do something. The kids are screaming. He burnt dinner, whatever happened, right? Now he's reading the text. I'm allowing him to read it through his lens, through his filter. And perhaps that filter looks like this. Hey, man, what's up? Do you keep your income options open to side projects? Right? He took his posture and put it on that text. So I say that because if you have an opportunity to pick up the phone, do this in person, do it. If you don't, because of life, because of work, because of kids, whatever your story is, send the text, right? It's not all or nothing, but I want you guys to know you're going to have greater results picking up that 10-pound weight called a phone, right? Or going belly to belly. So make sure you guys are aware of that. The last thing on this slide, guys, is posture. This is a word my team's probably sick and tired of me talking about. We hear it a lot within Legal Shield, but it's important, guys. Simple definition, a particular way of dealing with or considering something. The latter half is what I like, an approach or attitude. Guys, if you don't have posture about Legal Shield and this opportunity, you're missing it. You're missing it, right? If you were to call me up and say, you know, Aaron, I got this company, man. I don't know. It looks okay. I think there's some people winning. Would you like to take a look at it? And I know I'm exaggerating, right? Hopefully nobody would say that. But no, I was already busy. You lost my attention that quick. So if you don't have posture for this, whether you're brand new, maybe you've been around a while, you haven't had the growth that you know you're capable of having, go borrow someone's posture. Borrow it until it becomes yours, guys. Borrow mine. Borrow Daniel. Borrow Nick, Josh, whoever, right? Whoever's in your organization, borrow it. Get excited because they're excited. You're going to end up getting excited too. I can promise you that, right? Okay, cool. So by the way, guys, when I was at the shoe store, let's back up to him again. Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place. I said, man, you're really good at your job. Who, me? I said, yeah, you. He's like, wow, dude, I've never heard anyone say that. I said, yeah, no problem. In fact, when I think of my company, I think of people like you. I got a random question for you. Do you keep your income options open to side projects? Here's what he said, guys. True story on my kids. True story. He said, bro, he leaned into me and he goes, you have no idea. I work 3 jobs. I haven't seen my wife in 2 weeks. I don't know my kids' names. I'm worried my car is going to get taken. I'm behind on my rent. What do you have? I get goosebumps again sharing this. True story, guys. That was his answer. I'm there with my family. It was almost like overwhelming. All from a simple question, right? Do you keep your income options open to side projects? Cool. Step number 2. Edify the Tool, guys. Really, really important. So I have this line here. I was telling my team, don't be the tool, right? Have a video, have a third party, have a Zoom, have a Super Saturday, a business briefing when we get back to it. Have something else be that tool, right? And this was really, really important for me. Remember, I only had 30 minutes. If Brian Carruthers, my sponsor, would have told me in the beginning, I had to do a live presentation to every single person. I had to be that video. I had to talk about it over the phone, do whatever it looked like, right? But be that 30-minute thing. I couldn't have done it. I would have self-checked out, because I only had 30 minutes. And see, I don't play anything small, guys. I came here for domination. I came here to win this thing, right? For my family and our team and all the other people that trusted us, right? I only had 30 minutes. If I could only do one presentation, this wasn't going to be for me. It was too slow. It was too slow. But if I can use that 30 minutes to get 5 people to go to experience a tool, in this case, a video, a live Zoom, a PZC, a briefing, right? That's how you start to grow with multiplication versus addition. Really, really important, guys. If you're not seeing that growth, perhaps you're getting in the way of it, right? And if I would you, I love that Nick spent some time on this, guys. It's so important. It's a tie-down technique. It keeps the conversation going. And by the way, guys, sales is relationships. It's conversation. This is not me lecturing to this guy at the shoe store for 5 minutes. Even though I'm the one talking, I have to try to get him involved. I want him to feel that he's involved in this, right? He's going to have more buy-in with the outcome that we're all trying to get to. So if I would you, and there's 2 ways to do this, right? And I haven't really heard people talk about the second way. The first way is, hey, do you keep your income options open? He said, oh my gosh, I haven't seen my wife. I don't know my kids. I'm 2 weeks behind. I'm this and then that. He said, yeah, what do you got? I said, listen, man, if I were to send you over a short video, would you carve out 20 minutes and take a look? If I were to send you over a short video, would you carve out 20 minutes and take a look? Everybody here on this call has heard this, whether you just heard Nick or another leader in the company, right? And that works. But here's where you can take this up another level. When you know the problem in your prospect's life, when you know that and you can have this video, the tool solve that problem, it is game over. Game over fishing with dynamite. I'm telling you. So in this example, right, I said, do you keep your income options open? Oh my gosh, I haven't seen my wife. I haven't done that. I'm behind on rent. I worked 3 jobs. I knew exactly what problem to solve, right? He gave me the blueprint. So here's exactly what I said to that guy. I said, listen, if I were to send you over a short video that changed my life 15 months ago when I watched it, because it gave me time freedom, it allowed me to see my wife, I hang out with my kids, and I'm on a path to financial freedom. Would you carve out 20 minutes and take a look? Guys, throw it in the chat. Number 1 or number 2? Which one do you think they're leaning in on? Right? Throw it in the chat. By the way, guys, the answer is number 2. I'll go ahead and give it to you. This gentleman, when I said that to him, he said, I'll walk out of my job right now to watch it. Guys, I'll walk out of my job right now to watch it. Anyone that knows me knows I don't go slow. I had to slow down. I said, no. Like, I don't want you quitting your job right now. I see him laughing. True. I said, no. Let's not do it right now. Like, I want you to do it too. But like, what time do you get off? Guys, I literally had to slow him down from that. It solved a problem in his life, right? The only station we care about is what's in it for me. I just showed him. I teed it up. What's in it for me, guys? Problem solved. Hopefully you guys are tracking on that. Big. Tie down technique. We talked about that. This is the other important point about using tools. My friends, my family, my coworkers, my neighbors, they knew me as a real estate guy. They knew me as a father, as a brother, as a friend, right? As a local dummy, whatever it was. They did not know me as a Legal Shield associate. In my humble opinion, guys, and this is just me, especially my first 4 or 5 or 6 months, right? If I'm over here trying to be the end all be all for Legal Shield, it's not organic. They're going to see right through that. Like, Aaron, you just sold me a house. Like, all of a sudden you're like the will expert. Like, what is this? Right? They might not have said it, but that's what they're thinking. So it was really important that I got out of the way. And then I know I hit this, guys. This method allows you to do a lot with a small amount of time, right? Remember I told you my rhythm? In fact, I haven't shared this with very many people. My rhythm, right, was not during the day, and I wish it could have been. I had to make some choices. I did not have time during the day. I was running a title company, a real estate company, a sales team. Like, I had a bunch on my plate, and then juggling the family. So normally on most days, if I got home around 8 p.m., it was a win, right? I'd kiss my kids on the forehead before they went to bed, literally waving to them as they're walking into bed. I'm walking into the house. It was awful. I grabbed dinner. My wife would come down. Usually we're on the couch about 9:15, 9:30, glass of wine, maybe 2. Don't judge. Wife's watching Netflix or something, and I was spending my 30 minutes usually from that 9:15 to 9:45, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. That was my rhythm, guys. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't during the day. I had to give up time with my wife, give up time, watching TV, doing anything else I wanted to do as soon as I got home from work. That was a choice I made. So those of you that can't cut this out perfectly during the day, you might have to give up something now to gain something great in the future? Think about that for a second, guys. What are you willing to give up now to be great in the future, right? I made that choice. But I say all that to let you know it's not perfect. I didn't have a perfect 30-minute window. I sprinkled it in as I could, but I always was consistent to spend my 30 minutes a day doing it. Okay, cool. Step number 3, set expectations, right? This is a big one. We get in life what we ask out of life. Very, very important, guys, right? And so I learned this the hard way. This is, I was probably 3 months into it. I was talking to a big shot real estate agent. I'll never forget it. I'll probably share this story till I die. Talking to a big shot real estate agent. She's like, yeah, I'll watch the video, man. If you think it's cool, I'll definitely watch it, right? I was using some influence on her. I said, awesome, man. When I think I still called her a man. I don't know why, but I said, when can you watch it? I'll never forget her answer, guys. She goes, yeah, probably in like 3 weeks. I said, huh? 3 weeks? And she goes, yeah, I'm really busy. I'm doing this listing, I'm doing that, I'm traveling that. I said, 3 weeks? I share this because I couldn't recover. She spoke it into existence. Now it becomes a real bona fide objection that I have to overcome, and I wasn't skilled enough to do it. So ask for what you want. I am a builder, guys. I don't want to recruit someone tomorrow. I'm recruiting people today, right? Today is the only thing on my radar. I can't even think about tomorrow yet. So when I say this, I say, Daniel, what time today can you carve out 20 minutes to watch it? Daniel, what time today can you carve out 20 minutes to watch it? Anyone on my team will tell you, I could be talking to someone at 9 o'clock at night, and I'm still saying that. 10 o'clock at night, I'm still saying that. They're going to have to like push back that it's going to be tomorrow. That's not even an option for me, right? Get very specific. So here's the cool part with this, guys. And I know someone on this call is going to relate to this. Someone on this call, probably a lot of people are struggling with this. I was too until we fixed it. When you ask this, even today, what time today can you carve out 20 minutes? 90% of the time, Daniel is going to give a vague answer. This evening, man, this evening. Right? And by the way, he's not being malicious. This evening. I didn't ask him a great question. Why is he going to give me a great answer? Steal this from me today, guys, and trust me on this. I don't care if you think it's awkward, if you think it's too aggressive. It's not. Trust me on it. Fire that question back a second time. I've never in the last 15 months had to ask it more than twice. So Daniel, what time today can you carve out 20 minutes and watch it? Tonight. Awesome, Daniel. What time tonight? Sit back. Wait. 9 out of 10 again. I know I'm using big numbers, guys. I've been tracking it. 9 out of 10 times, here's what Daniel does. So funny. I mean, almost every time. Let me think. Yeah, I gotta get dry cleaning. I was supposed to stop by the store. I didn't do that either. He has karate. You know what? It's probably not going to be until like 7 o'clock, man. Here's the cool part off script. He just went through every objection that could come up between now and then. Guys, if you don't think that is deadly, that is gold, you're missing it. You're missing it, right? He's more likely to watch that video now just by doing that. And so then the next thing you say is, awesome, Daniel, the video is 20 minutes long. I'm setting a reminder in my phone right now on my calendar to call you back at 7:30 because I cannot wait to hear what you thought. Is that cool? Never had someone say no. Never had someone say no. Okay, hopefully you guys are tracking on that. By the way, guys, that's the added layer of accountability. I think Nick said it earlier, and I don't remember those numbers from the beginning, but we had about 30%. I think he agreed with it. I would say about 30 to 35% of the people that said they were going to watch the video actually watched it. It was really low, and that frustrated the heck out of me. I worked so hard to get someone on the phone, to meet someone, to get them to do it. And I was like, there has to be a better way. When we incorporated step 3, where I tied them down with an accountability step of what time I'm adding it to my calendar, add it to yours. Is that cool if I circle back? The numbers went up 10x. 10x, guys. I'm telling you, 10x. It's an added layer of accountability. So make sure you guys are doing that too. Cool. Follow up with a 3-way call. The 3-way call, you know, once again, I'm sure my team is tired of me talking about it. It is the end all be all. It is the linchpin to greatness in this company. It is the linchpin to duplication. In fact, I'll go ahead and throw a huge statement out to you guys. I can tell how good my organization is doing on a daily basis by the number of 3-way calls on my calendar. Truth. If you're a leader on this call and you look at your calendar right now and you don't have 3-way calls set for today or tomorrow, I'm telling you guys, you're missing it. You're missing it. And we're going to cover how to fix that problem. Be aware of it, you guys. And I love that Nick said earlier too, you could be the end all be all. You could be a great salesperson who can close your own prospects. That's not me, by the way. I'm probably the worst one on this call. I had to leverage a 3-way expert. Those of you that are good, I think this is harder for you guys. I really do, because you don't see the immediate need for it. Yet you're role modeling that behavior to a brand new associate just like me, who doesn't have the same skill set as you. And all of a sudden, I can't do what you do, and I flounder here. I don't have growth. I don't have success. That's how important that step is, guys. You can't skip it. So here's the other big reason why. There's 2 reasons, in my opinion, why people don't do more 3-way calls. And once we figured this out, it changed. We started getting more of them. One is most people aren't scheduling the follow-up call. They're not getting that detailed time. So it looks like this. All of a sudden, they get a text notification that Daniel just watched the video. What time is it right now? It's 4:27. I reach out to Michael Dorsey. Michael Dorsey, I got a prospect on the phone. Can you help me? Guys, Michael Dorsey would give you the shirt off his back. Like, I love that guy. He is so busy. The chance of him being able to take that call with a 10-second notice, for one, it's not fair, but it's not realistic. I get so many of those. It just doesn't work, guys. You got to schedule it. And because of this technique that we're sharing with you guys in step 3, these are now scheduled, right? So it saves the problem. I recommend you have at least 3 people on your team that you have available for a 3-way call. It's not fair to your upline to have one person. It's just not. For one, it's going to be the ceiling to your achievement, which you don't want. So have at least 3. I see Daniel, awesome, he relates. Have 3 people. By the way, I'm big about limiting beliefs. If you're new, you don't have an upline, your upline's checked out, it doesn't matter. Go find 3 people. It's called the law of reciprocity. If you help someone else, even if there's no financial benefit, they're going to help you, right? So have 3 running partners, 3 sparring partners. I think it's cool to start with your upline if you have it, but have 3. Have them on a group text. This is a big one. Don't skip this step either, guys. I'm all about saving time. If I text Daniel, I text Ronnie, I text Skip. Sorry, hopefully it's cool if I pick on you guys. Hey, I got a 3-way call at 7:30. Who can help me? And I do it separate. Daniel writes me back in an hour. Ronnie writes me back in 2 hours. Skip writes me back in 4. I now have to go through who wrote back first. Okay, cool. Daniel, I'll take you. Ronnie, I appreciate it. Got it covered by Daniel. I'm going back to Skip. Guys, that just added 5 minutes. Like, why do it? Do it in one text. All 3 leaders can see who's covered, right? Move on. It's so easy. Cool. Set an alarm on your phone, guys. This is so, so important. We have, this is a multi-million-dollar business. Like, I firmly believe it. You guys can see that in my posture. Like, I 100% believe it. If we don't treat this like a multi-million-dollar business, you're not going to have multi-million-dollar results. I said billion by accident. I love it. I speak that into fruition, right? So this is important, guys. And I put this in here because I learned it the hard way, right? Part of leadership is allowing you guys to learn through my mistakes, right? To shorten your learning curve, right? So I was talking to a real estate mogul, and I say mogul, I don't use that word lightly. Oh my gosh, so much influence, whether it's YouTube, Instagram. I mean, this guy is like, many people on this call will probably recognize his name. I get him on the phone. I don't know how we did it. We did it. He agreed to watch the video. And I'll never forget it. He was going to watch it 8:30 in the morning. I couldn't get him the same day. I tried. I wish I had it on tape. Whatever, right? So he agreed 8:30 in the morning. I said, awesome. I'm going to call you at 9 o'clock. This was at night. It was probably around 10 o'clock at night, right? I'm talking about 9 a.m. the next day. I didn't add it to my calendar, right? Didn't add it. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist. I was already busy, guys. 9 a.m. I'm already at the office. I'm going through my stuff. I'm doing my lead gen. I'm talking to people. It's 12:17. You guys can mute someone out. I appreciate it. It's 12:17, guys. I'll never forget. I know the exact minute. 12:17. I have a bite of turkey sandwich in my mouth. I'm sitting at my desk, and I said, oh, my gosh, I did not call X at 9 a.m. Put the sandwich down. I call. This is probably 6-7 months ago, guys. I've never been able to get that person on the phone again. Ever. I didn't take it serious. Why is someone who's already uber successful going to take me serious if I don't take my own business serious, guys? I lost what could have been a huge potential opportunity. After I got out of victim mode and started, oh, he wasn't serious. No, it wasn't true. I wasn't serious. I own that, and it's never going to happen again. Add it to your calendar, reminder, whatever tool you're using, make sure it's there. Next thing, guys, be on time. Nick said this, and I love it. If you're calling someone at 7 o'clock, it's calling them at 7 o'clock. It's not 7:01. It's not 7:05. It's not 7:15. Treat it like $1 million business. You're going to grow into that. Cool. 3 questions for you for the 3-way call. This is another big reason why most people don't do them. They're scared. And by the way, a prospect, an associate on your team most likely won't tell you that. You got to figure this out, right? They don't know what to say. They haven't done one. They're a little bit nervous, right? Give them the format, right? We dumbed this down. We made it really, really easy for everybody. There's only 3 questions we ask on a 3-way call. If I can do this, anybody can do it. First question you're going to ask is, were you able to watch the video? So when I called Daniel up, and by the way, I see this mistake a lot too. This is, if there's any talkers here, right? This is not, the 3-way call is not where you're going to chit chat for 5 minutes, ask about the kids, dinner, everything else. Because I've seen people talk themselves out of a conversation. Well, listen, I'm talking to Daniel 5 minutes. I didn't even get to the heart of why I called. And Daniel's like, man, I got to go, man. The kids are crying. Dude, hit me up later. Guys, don't do that. You told them you're calling at 7. They know exactly why you're calling. It's okay to be ultra transparent about this, right? So I would say to Daniel, awesome, Daniel. Hey, everything good? He says, yeah, cool, man. Quick question. Were you able to watch the video? Here's the cool thing about sales, guys. There's only 2 ways to answer this question. It's either yes or no. I'm going to give you a script right now that has made me a lot of money over the last 16 months, by the way. When someone says no and it happens, to mine, I would say it probably happens 30% of the time. So we're getting about 7 out of 10 to actually watch it, which is a pretty big number in my opinion. So 30% they say no. So Daniel, were you able to watch the video? Ah, no, man. No, man. Listen, don't beat him up. I agree with Nick Odom. I agree with him. Get into relationship. Hey, Daniel, I get it, brother. I get it. Life's busy. Life gets in the way. You're busy. I'm busy. I understand, man. But listen, since you answered the call for me right now at 7, it means you time blocked it for me. Don't waste it on me. Watch the video right now and I'll hit you back in 20 minutes. Talk to you soon. Hang up the phone. Guys, I'm telling you right now, I'm not setting a time for tomorrow for Daniel to go watch the video. Why? I got him on the phone now. Right? I took every objection away. He answered the phone. Do people answer the phone when they're busy? No. Most of the time they don't, guys. He answered the phone. It showed he has time. Have him watch the video, hang up the phone. And the last thing on that one, guys, in my opinion, don't be the video. I see that mistake a lot too. Oh, well, since I got you, Daniel, let me explain it for you real quick. If you don't have the 20 minutes to 30 minutes to explain everything, don't do it. Don't do it. And most people are visual anyway. I've never closed anyone explaining it over the phone. So anyway, get the video back in their hands. Text your upline, whoever was going to help you, and say, hey, we just got pushed back 20 minutes. Are we still good? Right? Be respectful of that. You're going to have more upline leaders wanting to help you. Cool. Question number 2. So now let's go back to it. They say, yes, I watched it. Awesome, Daniel. Listen, Daniel, what did you like best? You ask a positive question. Guess what you get in return, guys? You get a positive answer, right? I'm going to give you guys another real life example. This is a funny one. I can't use his name because he's on my team. Another guy I met at the mall, big personality, was like over the top. Like he was one of those where like he lifted me up, right? I was just like, dude, I like being around you. I don't even know you. Like, this is cool. He ends up watching the video. I call him up. I say, I'll use Daniel. Daniel, were you able to watch the video? Yeah, I watched it. I was like, in my mind, off script, I'm like, whoa, is this the same dude? Like, what just happened? Right? And so literally I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good. He didn't like it. And then I was like, you know what? I play to win. If he's negative, I'm going to be so positive. I bring him back to the good side. So I got even louder. I stood up. I got 6 feet tall. And anyone knows me knows I'm not 6 feet tall. Right? But I got taller. Right? I was leaning in. I said, awesome, man. Daniel, what'd you like best? Right? And we're almost like yelling at each other. I wish I had it on tape. And he goes, I guess residual. Here's the thing with this story, guys. If I would have said what most people say, hey, what'd you think? He was going to rip me apart. He was going to say this wasn't for him, whatever reason was, whatever his story. It's not my story, but I would have fed into that. And there's no recovery from that. But because I was scripted, I practice this. I do it every day. I knew exactly what to say to him, and he had to give me a positive answer. I said, Daniel, man, I love that. I love residual too. And then I said, what questions do you have? And he goes, I don't understand how residual works. I said, oh my gosh, I actually had a similar question, right? I don't mean to be yelling, but this is really how it happened. That's the power of that. Ask a positive question. You'll end up getting a positive answer, right? So what did you like best? Number 3, I just gave it to you. What questions do you have for me based on what you saw? There's so many variations of that, but get to the questions. By the way, some people, there's going to be some silence here, right? Anyone that does a 3-way call with me, I utilize silence all the time. Silence is a really, really high level selling technique, guys. I'm going to ask thought-provoking questions that a lot of prospects haven't thought about. So therefore, they can't just blurt something out. So embrace that silence. Because I see this mistake too. Well, let's say Daniel, you know, what question do you have based on what you saw? Did you have a question about residual? I just gave them the answer. Guess what they say? 9 out of 10. Yeah, actually, I got a question about residual. We end up overcoming an objection that wasn't even an objection, guys. All because we gave them the answer. Let them answer that question, right? When they answer that question, and they always do, I always like to get into agreement. Oh my gosh, Daniel, I actually had a similar question 15 months ago when I saw it too. Now we merge to the 3-way call. And I'm going to teach 2 strategies on this. And it's funny, I don't change the model. So the second strategy, I got permission from Mr. Crothers to add it. I want to make sure you guys know that. I'm not here to change anything. The first way that the company teaches, it works. I believe it requires a little bit more skill, a little bit more strategy, a little bit more practice, right? And the way they teach us is, hey, do you have any questions? Oh my gosh, I had a similar question. In fact, I want you to hear what I heard 15 months ago. Let me see if I can get my mentor's time. He's so busy. Hang on one second. And you merge over. That takes posture, right? And the reason I know this, there was a day, I don't even know, probably 8 or 9 months ago, I had 17 3-way calls scheduled on my calendar one day, 17. That's when you know you're bumping, guys. Bumping, right? I'm excited. I'm ready to go. 2 of those 3-way calls hit my phone out of 17. And I know we're going to fall out as part of it. But I was like, 15, we lost on? Like, that's crazy. What happened? Like, where can I coach? Where can we pivot? I called through the 15 that missed, and it literally was like one after one. I said, what happened? They didn't answer? Oh, no, they answered. Okay, cool. What happened? You know, when I got to the merge, man, they froze up. They froze up. And I was like, oh, that's weird. I was like, let's role play it real quick. Here's what I discovered, guys. Most people, and once again, I'm just going to be honest with you, most people aren't going to practice. Even the information I'm giving you today. It's an 80-20 principle. Most won't practice. They were not going to practice it. Truth. So therefore, they knew what to say up here, but because it never comes out here, they messed it up, right? So in the first role play, he says, hey, man, listen, what questions? He said, residual. Oh, my gosh, you got to meet my good buddy, Aaron. In fact, this guy, he's killing it right now. He's killing it. In fact, I know you're busy, though. Would you mind? And I was like, oh, no, right? Guys, your prospect does not want to talk to a stranger. Most people don't. They're on the phone with you. So you have to be very skilled with that, right? So the second way we started to bring in, and our team's using this at a really high level. Yes, it's a little bit sneaky. Someone's going to say it. It is what it is. I get Daniel on the phone. Daniel, what questions do you have for me? He's like, I got a question on residual. Oh my gosh, I actually had a similar question. Daniel, you're not even going to believe this. Hang on. I merge over to my expert. I give my expert a 5-6 second lowdown on him. Not 2 minutes, guys. We don't need 2 minutes of information. The lowdown, where you met him, what he does, and he quite cool. Okay, merge over. I'll say, Daniel, are you there? And they always go, yeah, because he has no idea what just hit him, right? No idea. And I'll say, Mr. Self, are you there? Yes, I'm here, Aaron. Oh my gosh, Daniel, I can't even believe it. I got my mentor on the phone right now. He actually answered that question that you just asked me. I want you to hear that. I want you to hear the same answer I heard. Mr. Self, meet Daniel. I just met him here. He has a quick question on blank. And then you push mute. This formula, I'm telling you guys, I don't know, I can't tell if you're laughing, yelling, or doing whatever on the chat. It works. Not 90% of the time, 100% of the time. 100% of the time. It takes the whole, and I still want people to practice. It's not like an escape, but it's very, very easy. It levels the playing field. Everybody can win with that strategy. Hopefully you guys see value in that. Edify the expert, guys. It's 3 facts, 1 emotion. I could edify anybody on this call without even knowing you if I know 3 facts and 1 emotion. Very, very important. You guys get very, very skilled at this, guys. Whole point here is you might have a prospect and an expert. They're even. The prospect doesn't know he's an expert, doesn't know she's an expert. Your job is to raise that expert up, guys. You want an unlevel playing field. When this is done correctly, someone that I'm talking to, a prospect, if I'm the expert, they'll end up calling me Mr. Browning. So funny. So I'm probably younger than the person I'm talking to, but because I was edified so well, you just start to lift up, guys. You start to lift up. Your words end up carrying more weight because of this technique. Don't skip on it. The last thing too is when I say mute yourself, this is really important. You can de-edify someone very, very quickly. And I see it happen more often than not by the associate talking, right? So if Daniel's doing a 3-way with me, it's Skip. Let's say Skip's the associate. Daniel is the prospect. Skip gets me on the phone. He does everything right. I'm going to ask Daniel some really good questions, what I think are really good. Most likely he was not prepared to answer that question. There might be a time where it's 3 to 6, 3 to 10 seconds where Daniel's thinking of an answer. If Skip's not trained, it's very awkward for Skip. He's like, oh my gosh, this is my brother. Like, he must be freaking out. Daniel, what I think Mr. Browning means is this. They think they're helping, guys, and it ends up de-edifying the person, right? Which is so, so important. Push mute. If you're a talker, you can talk all day when the thing's on mute. You can say whatever you want to say and you don't affect anything, right? So do it, guys. Push mute. Let the expert be the expert. Okay, cool. Hopefully you guys are tracking on that too. Step 5. It's sad I even have to put this on there, but we do. We 100% do. It's called take the application, right? So I'm going to give you our 3-way close. I stole it from Mr. Carruthers. Why are you not copying that person? He's the GOAT. I mean, what he does is absolutely insane. I think it's the best 3-way close in Legal Shield. After I answer questions as an expert, and by the way, I almost never answer more than 2, right? They might think they have more than 2, but I end up covering it in the question because they're usually all somewhat related, right? So it's usually pretty easy. Most of our 3-way calls are done in like 6 or 7 minutes. It's not a long thought out process. The minute I ask the questions, right, I want to get back into conversation. So I just answered Daniel's second question. I'll say, Daniel, did I answer your questions today? He says, yes. I'll say, awesome. Do you mind if I ask, I just went blank on where I was going. Do you mind if I ask you a quick question? They 100% say yes. Oh, of course, Mr. Browning. Awesome. Listen, have you already done the application with Skip? Or is that what you guys are going to stick around and do now? Guys, 99% of the time, I know they didn't do the application. 99% of the time, they say yes. They say yes. I shouldn't say it's 99. It's high. If I had to guess on the 3-way calls that I'm doing, it's over 70% we close. Over 70% are saying yes for the associate. A really, really high number, guys. And it's from that closing technique. A very, very simple script. Associates on the call. If your leaders, sorry guys, I told you I'm gonna be real. If your leaders aren't using a line like that, you're not getting the success ratio that we're talking about, talk to them about it. Have a dialogue about it. This is proven. I'm telling you guys, right? Hopefully you guys got that. Someone can throw it in the chat. Here's the part about take the application. So I know this is true because it's happened by accident to me several times. And it's not me being sneaky, I promise you. Someone's going to say that too, probably Josh. Where all of a sudden I hang up the phone. So here's what I say. So Daniel, have you already done the application with Skip, or is that what you guys are going to do now? No, Mr. Browning, I haven't. I guess that's what we're going to do now. That's what they always say. It's so funny. I'll say, awesome. I'm going to hop off so that Skip can walk you through that. By the way, you could not have asked for a better mentor on this. Skip is just killing it. He's helped a lot of people win. Skip, thank you for your leadership. Re-edify back, because I'm doing a handoff, really important, right? And then I hop off the phone. And I know this to be true because sometimes when you disconnect from a 3-way call, whether it's me tapping the earbud to end it, it doesn't always disconnect. That ever happen to anyone else? Or it was slower to disconnect, right? And so what it looks like now, and I know Skip would never do this, but I know he's a good sport. In this example, Skip thinks I hung up. He says, oh my gosh, dude, I told you were going to like him, man. Like Aaron's the real deal. Yeah, I said it about myself. Aaron's the real deal, right? Listen, I just sent you over a text link with the application in it. Run through that, dude. Hit me back up if you have any questions, man. I'm around. We're going to go build something big, man. I'll talk to you soon, brother. Hangs up the phone. Guys, when you hang up that phone, every minute after that phone call of them giving you the verbal to them actually doing the application, you're less likely to ever get it. Less likely to ever get it. It's not Daniel lying, not him being malicious, right? Life gets in the way. All of a sudden, you hang up the phone. His wife's saying, hey, Daniel, I need you over here. The kids are crying. Dinner's burning. Whatever the story is. His boss comes in. It's life, guys. It's life. You just got the close from your upline expert. Take the application. There are two ways to do this, right? The first way, the best way that we teach on our team is you fill out the application for them. You fill it out for them, whether it's your phone, iPad, computer, I don't care what you want to use, paper if you want to go old school. You fill it out for them, right? And the second way, right, which is a little bit lower turnout, lower result, is you're sending the link like that and you're walking them through it on the phone and they're filling it out themselves. I always get this question afterwards. So I'm going to save someone the headache of doing it. Aaron, there's no way someone's going to give you a social security number. Like, there's no way, man. Like, come on, man. How do you do that? So I had someone on my team where he kept getting stuck on this. And so I actually, we role played it. And let me give you my script first. So Daniel, real quick, man, I'm actually going to walk you through the application, save you some time. You want to save some time, right? What did they say? They say yes, right? Awesome. Daniel, what's your last name again? Okay, very cool. And your best email and your phone number? Okay, cool. And your social security number so I can get you paid? Guys, you think they're not giving it to me? Your social security number so I can get you paid. I've never had someone not give it. So back to my associate, I was role playing with him. And he did the beginning perfect. Last name, best email, best phone number. And Daniel, listen, man, I promise you I will strike this from my memory. I have an awful memory. I won't use it, I promise. But can I have your social security number? Guys, there is no way I'm giving it to you either. There's no posture with that. No posture with that, right? If it's flowing and you're doing it for good, guys, people do it all the time. The other question I get to is how do you get a credit card number? It's the same thing, guys. Right? So, you know, best social security number, best social security numbers I can get you paid. Awesome. Email. Awesome. Perfect. And how do you prefer to pay? MasterCard or Visa? It's clean, guys. It's clean. I did one a couple months back where my associate, I turned it over. He calls me back after we get the verbal for the app. It's like 7 minutes later. He goes, Aaron, I got her on the phone. We're at the application. She froze up about the credit card. I said, oh my gosh, happy to help. We merge over. I know this is direct and a lot of people won't do it. And I said, yeah, I heard we're having a potential problem. How can I help? What can I do? And she said, I'm not comfortable giving her a credit card. I said, oh my gosh, why not? And she said, I don't know you guys. I said, oh my gosh, I get it. I said, can I ask you a serious question? And I know this isn't for everyone. She said, yeah. I said, have you ever ordered pizza? She said, I ordered Domino's 2 days ago. I said, awesome. How did you pay? She said, I paid with a credit card. I said, the reason I said this, I had a feeling you were going to say it. You were okay giving your credit card to an 18-year-old kid you never met. She goes, I never thought about it like that. Here's my credit card number and gave it to us. All we did there was reframe it, guys. People give out this information all day long. Everyone on this call does. I guarantee it, right? Okay, cool. So you get the close. The other question I get all the time is, Daniel's losing it. The other question I get all the time is, well, I was driving a car, Aaron. I get it. There's no way I could take an application. Guys, shame on you. Shame on you. You know why? If you're following this model, you scheduled the three-way call. You scheduled it. It's not last minute. So even if you had to be someplace where you were in a car, you know it's at 7:30, pull over for 5 minutes. You do enough of these, you can knock out an application in 5 minutes, guys. You're at the finish line. You got to see that ball across the line. You have to, right? Hopefully you guys are seeing value in that. I know I'm being kind of direct. Cool. So congratulations. You have a brand new associate. By the way, Daniel, am I okay on time? Okay, awesome. You have a brand new associate, right? Your work is done. You're at the finish line, guys. Wrong. You're now at the starting gate. I am so passionate on this because I was wrong on this for like the first 4 or 5 months. I don't know where our team would be today if I didn't get in the way. Truly. I didn't get in the way. I was having so much fun recruiting because I'd never done it before. I didn't know this stuff even existed. That for me, the minute I got them signed, I was on to the next. Like I wanted to keep moving. And because of that, we kept losing. We kept losing, guys. You get them to the finish line. You take the application. I want you to have this image ingrained in your mind. Get a tattoo of it, whatever you need to do. You're now at the starting gate. This is when you wrap your arms around that new prospect, guys. You lean in. You show so much love. You teach them. You're coaching them. You're leading them. You're mentoring them. That thing happens right now, guys, not 2 days from now, right? Okay, cool. How to launch an associate. So we're going to end this thing out before the Q&A with how we launch, right? I have a feeling this is what people wanted to hear, right? I had to get you to this point, right? Thank you for sticking with me. We're going to talk a little bit about a PZC. A lot of people say that we're I'm Mr. PZC, and amongst Legal Shield, we do a lot of them, right? So I'm going to drop hopefully some bombs on you guys on that topic as well, right? But this is about getting people launched. We don't get people started. You never hear me say it, right? I know the company says that's not mine. We're not here to be average, guys. We're playing here to win, right? We want to launch people. We want to get people paid and promoted the first day they come over if we can, right? So what we do is, guys, we do more welcome calls than I think most people. And I know that's a pretty powerful statement to make, pretty bold. I firmly believe it. We really do. We do them for every single person. We like to do 3 welcome calls with a new associate. Our standard is same day. Standard by definition, by the way, guys, is what you allow, not your goal, right? So I coach a lot of people and they'll say, our standard is 2 days, but sometimes it's 5 da's. Okay, reword that. Your standard's 5 days. It's what you allow, right? So ours is same day, guys. Many of our top EDs, their organizations, they're doing it within the same hour. I have one gentleman who I'll talk about here shortly. His name is Garrett Terrell. He does his, the minute he hangs up the phone with, literally it could be me. It's so awkward. I'll do the 3-way with him, right? We close him. I hang up. He takes the application. He's calling me back in saying, hey, I got a welcome call. Let's roll. Like, I'm talking within minutes, guys. If you're waiting days, why? You don't have to. So we like to do 3 of them. Here's our formula. We do the upline director, senior director. If you don't have it, choose someone else. Don't let that block you. Upline ED, and then someone on your team who has a similar story, career, or income goal. Really, really important, guys. Really, really important, right? So if I'm talking to a real estate agent, I don't want to use my own story. I'm going to bring on another agent. If I'm talking to a nurse, I'm bringing on another nurse. If I don't have a nurse in my team, I'm bringing on someone that wants to make the same amount of money, right? Just anything I can do to get something similar. We want to have those me too moments. Wow, if Daniel can do this, man, I can do this too. Imagine your brand new prospect saying that, thinking that day one, right? Huge. The goal of the welcome call. So this is part of leadership too, guys. I'm a big believer. If I can teach you why we expect you to do something, you're more likely to do it, right? At least it works for me. If my wife wants me to do something, she tells me why I need to go do it, I'll go do it more likely than not. Same thing here. There's only 3 goals. It's to anchor the new associate. Anchor the new associate in our organization and inside of this company, right? Very important. It's to identify talent. I'm going to share a quick story with you guys. This happened last summer. It was last July. I live about 30 minutes from Mr. Darnell's self and all of money-making Maryland, right? Those guys are crazy up there. I sent Darnell a text. It was some late evening. I probably had a glass of wine, maybe 2. I don't even know why I did it because he's very intimidating, right? It's Mr. Self. And I said, Mr. Self, I own a boat. We live close by. I'd be honored if you came out on the boat one day. He wrote back immediately. He said, yeah, when do you want to go? I remember looking at my wife and I said, he just said yes. I was thinking like, what? That's crazy, right? Next week, we end up going. He ends up bringing a friend with him. He was brand new to the company called Marty Wynn. Anybody heard of Marty Wynn? Yeah, everybody, right? Killing it. This ends up becoming like an 8 to 10 hour mastermind on this boat, right? It was, I wish we could have taped it. Like it was, I mean, just insane, right? I get jacked thinking about it again. I say all that because we're on the boat and Mr. Self leans over and he goes, talk to me about welcome calls, right? I told you guys, I'm transparent. I said, I don't do them, man. And I'm probably in the company now almost a year, maybe. I said, no, it's probably 8 months, 9 months. I said, I don't do them. He goes, oh, interesting. Why not? I said, it slows me down, man. I'm here to recruit, go build this thing. He says, cool, man. You know how he is, right? He'll let you self-discover. He says, how are you identifying talent? I said, oh, I love talent. You got my interest, Mr. Self. Tell me more, right? And he goes, yeah, the purpose for my welcome call is I'm able to identify talent quickly. And I said, oh my gosh, right? So that shift, that mindset, guys, I didn't see value in it, so I didn't do it, right? You guys get where I'm going with this? But now I had a reason to go do it that was really important to me, right? By the way, guys, we're all a talent scout. Isn't everyone's goal in this call to go recruit someone better than them? Think about it, 100%, guys. Where does your organization look like a year from now? Everybody on the team is better than you. It's over, right? So it's to identify talent. And then number 3, guys, it's to set the PZC launch, right? I know you guys, that's what you guys are waiting to get to. Cool, so let's go back into 6 steps to a killer welcome call, right? I've only shared this with a handful of people, guys. Take a screenshot of it, steal it, use it if you see value in it. Our welcome call, once again, we dumbed it down so everybody can do it. We have clear expectations of what we want from our leadership team. Our welcome calls are 5 minutes long, guys. Really, really important leaders on this call, right? This is not a 20-minute call. This is not a 30-minute call. I love that Skip's taking a photo, man. I love it. If Mr. Carruthers did a 25-minute welcome call with me the day one I joined, I wouldn't be here. Remember I told you I only had 30 minutes? So now you expect me to do one 30-minute presentation and one 25-minute welcome? I don't have the time. I couldn't have done it, right? So this is not a chance for a leader, guys, to beat your chest, share all the awards, all that fun stuff. They're going to get to know you and the team and all that stuff. So our welcome call, very short and concise. The sponsors, let's use Skip. Skip sponsored Daniel, right? He gets him on a call. He edifies me again. If I wasn't the three-way person, he turns it over to me. He pushes mute. He's going to let me run it. I'll say, awesome, Daniel, this is what we call a welcome call. Guess what? I know you're really busy. It's only 5 minutes long. See, I'm telling him how long the call is going to be. I'm speaking into the world of what we expect, right? You're going to get more of it. He says, oh, cool, man. I love it. Cool. Awesome. Daniel, how we kick this thing off is, can you share your 15-second story, just your background, what you're up to now, so I know a little bit more about you? I see this step skipped a lot. Would you mind sharing your story? If you end up getting a talker, I know Daniel just said he was, that might be a 5-minute story. Guys, my schedule is back to back. I can't duplicate that. Tell me your 15-second story. Sometimes it goes a little long. You might have to jump in and don't be rude, obviously, or anything, but to bring it back down. But most of the time, they grow into that. 15 seconds and they're out. Awesome, Daniel. Thank you for sharing. Daniel, do you mind if I share my story? You guys see the question format? It wasn't me just going into it. Daniel's like, yeah, man, absolutely. I'm dying to hear it. I give mine's probably 30 to 45 seconds, right? Quick story is what you did, what you do, a pain in your life, you met Legal Shield and how she solved it, right? Simple formula. Anybody can go tell a quick story in that formula. But once again, 30, 45 seconds. Awesome. Daniel, do you mind if I share our team story? This step, by the way, guys, steal this. We added it probably 6 months ago. And the outcome from it wasn't what we intended, but it was so doggone good that we kept it, right? Anyone ever had that happen? Huge. So I'll share our team story. Everybody has a team story, right? Awesome. Daniel, do you mind if I share our team story? Yeah, absolutely, Aaron, please. Cool, man. Listen, I saw you just got welcomed on our GroupMe account, our Facebook page. You probably had 30 people just say welcome to the #1 fastest growing team in all of Legal Shield. And Daniel, I want to mention something up front. That's not sales hype or sales jargon, my friend. That is the truth. We are one of the fastest organizations in the entire company, and we wear it with a badge of honor because we're competing with teams that have been in 10, 15, 20 years. We've been in less than 17 months, man, and we're absolutely killing it. So I want you to know you just joined an award-winning organization, right? By the way, it's 30 seconds off script. Here's what happened, guys. I live in Virginia. I'm a diehard Redskins fan. Redskins stink, so I can't talk about them. So let's say it's like someone just got drafted or traded to New England, right? You walk into that locker room in New England knowing you have a shot to win. I don't care if you hate New England. They win. They just do. You just got drafted. You just got a part of a winning organization. You walk taller, right? You have swagger. You have a posture. It's different. So what happened here, and it wasn't intended, I wish I could claim it, all of a sudden Daniel, he walks a little taller. He's like, man, I joined something cool. Here's what else happened. Daniel does not want to be the reason we go from #1 to #3, from #1 to #5. They end up leaning in more. They end up pushing more. They end up trusting our leadership and mentorship. Daniel, someone's off mute if you can find it. Hopefully you guys are getting that. That's a big one, right? Cool. #4. Daniel, real quick, man, why Legal Shield? Right? There's only 2 answers, guys. Hopefully you guys see the simplicity of this model. 2 answers. And in full disclosure, neither answer is wrong. I want to make sure you guys get that. I know I'm really direct. No answer is wrong. Daniel's answers are Daniel's answers. It might not be what I want for Daniel, but that's his answer. Really important. So Daniel, why Legal Shield? I don't know. Skip, my friend, I've always respected him. I don't know. If Skip likes it, I figure why not try it? I figure I'll give it a shot for a month, right? That's cool. By the way, guys, is that a wrong answer? It's not my favorite answer. But that's Daniel's answer, right? Or answer #2, and it always looks like one of these 2 ways. Answer #2 is because Aaron, I'm sick and tired of working 2 jobs. I can't do it anymore. I hate telling my kids no, and I saw this opportunity. It clicked. It made sense, and that's why I'm here. By the way, guys, do me a favor. Throw in the chat box answer 1 or answer 2. Which one do you think screams of talent more? Which one, guys? Really, really important, right? Really, really important. Okay, cool. By the way, hopefully it's answer #2. Cool. So question 2, step #5. How much do you need to make a month for this to be a win for you? I always get this in the Q&A too. I know I'm taking some people's questions. Aaron, I'm not comfortable asking money. Guys, please understand this. They just joined an opportunity. We're not talking about memberships right now. They joined an opportunity. Most of the time, it's to make money. It's very hard for me as a leader to lead someone if I don't know their income goal. Right? If I'm talking to Daniel and he wants to get this to $20,000 a month, I'm going to lead him differently. I see David here than David who wants to get to $200 a month. It's a different conversation. It's a different level of accountability. It's a different level of me as a leader showing up in that person's life, right? So how much do you need to make a month for this to be a win for you? Let him answer. 2 answers. I need to get to $200 a month. It'd be cool to pay for my cell phone bill. No judgment. That's his answer. That's cool. Or I need to get this to $10,000 a month as quick as possible. Tell me who to talk to, what to say, and where to go, and I'm all in. Guys, and once again, answer #2 is typically someone I'm going to lock arms with, right? And I picked this up from Mr. Self. Mr. Self can do it with 1 question. I had to add 2 because I'm not as smart as he is, right? But with those two questions, guys, I have a really high percentage of being able to identify talent very, very quickly. Okay, cool. And then step number 6, guys, is set the time and date for the PZC. So important. I'm going to share another big mistake we were making, guys. In the beginning, this is probably 8 or 9 months into it. Once again, I don't know where our team would be if I knew this earlier. I would bring on Daniel, and I would schedule his PZC for typically like 3 to 5 days out. I thought people needed time. I thought everyone was so busy. No way someone could do it soon, right? They need a couple days to grow into it. And our show up ratio was really, really bad because most people don't start inviting out until the day of anyway. So we made a pivot, guys. We made a pivot. I would say about 50% of our PZCs are done the same day they come on, the same day they lock arms with us, the same day they join our organization, right? Because if you're giving them, if you're coaching them up on talking to a warm market, they don't need 3 to 5 days. They absolutely don't. They don't. Many of the time they can do it. They can do it same day. Our standard on this, by the way, is within 24 hours. We are launching someone with a PZC. Cool. Let me tell you about my good friend Garrett. And I know I mentioned his name earlier. If you haven't heard his name, you've been living under a legal shield Boulder. This guy came on the scene less than 5 months ago. I think he's still at like 4.5 months or so, and absolutely killed it. What I love about the story is a dud recruited him, right? As Brian Crothers says all the time, you're one dud away from a stud. I know that can sound harsh, but you guys get where I'm going. But because we do welcome calls every single day, the dud did a welcome call. So we were able to ask these questions. I identified talent pretty quickly based on his 2 answers to those questions. That welcome call was done around 9 o'clock at night. We set the PZC for the next day at 8 p.m. Eastern, my time. He's on the West Coast, so 5 o'clock his time. We go through it all. I send him all the information. Everything looks good. I go to sleep thinking, oh my gosh, we got a runner here. This is going to be fun. I reach out to him the next morning, 12 o'clock my time, 9 a.m. his time, right? He answers the phone. His energy is completely different. It's not the same upbeat person, right? And I say, cool, man, how many invites did you get out last night, and how many confirmations do we have? By the way, those are the only 2 things I ask on a check-in call, and that's what I call that. How many invites and how many confirmations, because I can pivot on either one. And he says, man, I meant to send you a text earlier, man. This is a lot harder than I thought. I said, huh? He goes, a lot harder than I thought, man. I thought people were going to be eating it up, and some people said no, and I don't know, man. I just don't know. And this is important, guys. Instantly off script, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what did I miss last night? Did I not probe enough? Did I not set them up? Like, what could I have done better? That 8 o'clock tonight, I'm not gonna be able to fill it. That was time, my business is not gonna be where I need it, right? I'm doing all this victim speech, right? And then I had one of those gut chuck moments, right? And this is really important too. If you take any notes, write this down. Most people play not to lose versus playing to win. Most people play not to lose versus playing to win. And this is one of those moments where as a leader, I said, you know what? I'm going to go all in on this. I'm going to have a fierce conversation with him, even if it means blowing him out. And I know this isn't for everybody, but I got to share it with you guys because it works. And so after being a victim for probably 20 seconds, I said, Garrett, no, man. Listen, on the phone last night, you were so dialed in. You have a huge why. You have some huge income goals. You see a vision here of what we're doing. We're going to get this thing going, man. It's on my calendar already. It's on your calendar. We didn't put that in a pencil, man. We put it in with ink. Let's get to the finish line on this thing. You're going to send that script out. I want you to get 10 people in the next hour. I'm going to check in with you every single hour until we get to the finish line at 8 o'clock. Is that cool? Right? And he was like, yeah. By the way, I thought my Vince Lombardi moment was going to be like, yeah, let's go. It wasn't. But he had a little pivot. He had a little bit more energy. I check in with him at 1, nobody. 2, nobody. 3 o'clock, Garrett, tell me something good. Aaron, I got one. Right? His energy was different. I was like, I can feel it. I know you did. What happened? And I got one and said, yes, man. Like, this thing's working. By the way, guys, he just needed a win. Because now his demeanor, he was the Garrett I spoke to the night before. I check in with him at 4. He only has 1. 5, 1, 6, 1, 7, 1 o'clock. Guys, huge. I learned this part later. At 7:30, he ends up calling his 2 best friends. And by the way, shame on me as a leader to not really drive down, call your warm market first. Why is he calling his 2 best friends 30 minutes before the presentation? That's my fault, not his. He ends up calling those 2 friends and he says, look, man, I got a mentor. I got a leader of this company that just started who believes in me. He is leaning in on me, expecting good things with me. I'm not winning right now. I need both of you guys to hop on a Zoom call with me in 30 minutes. I know you're both at work. Don't have the video on. Don't have the audio on. Just jump on, right? By the way, not the best way to do it, but it also shows who this man is as a person, as a character. He didn't want to let me down. He was going to do anything he could to have a body on there. I end up hopping on 8 o'clock. There's 3 people on, 1 with a video. The other 2 don't, obviously, because they're at work. I run the presentation. We get the first one on the phone. We answer questions, sign them up. Cool. I said, Garrett, give me on the phone number 2. I now know why, because he knows they probably weren't paying attention. He does it anyway. He gets me on the phone. Number 2 was actually bartending. I said, cool, man. Were you able to see it? He goes, I only saw about half. What I saw looks amazing. I want in. I said, awesome. I'm going to sign you up right now. Step away from the bar. Give me 5 minutes. We'll take the application. I'm going to send you the second half of the presentation so you understand all the financial aspect of it, but let's go. Sign him up. Person number 3, the last person, babysitting, not her own kids. I think it was an au pair, if I'm not mistaken. Says the same thing. I only watched about 20 minutes of the 30-minute presentation. What I saw, I want in. We signed her up, sent her the last 10 minutes so she could figure that part out later. This is huge, guys. At the end of that first 24 hours, he has a team of 3. But this is not how you get duplication. We didn't stop there. The welcome call for all 3 of those members was done that night, right? Not the next day. It was already 9 o'clock at night, 9:30. We still did welcome calls, guys. We're working really, really hard at this. The PZCs for those 3 were set for the next day. They ended up having, I don't remember the exact numbers, 4, 6, and I think 8. One of them really hit it out of the park. Long story short, Garrett ends up having a team of, I think it was 14 people inside his first 36 hours of joining. And I say all this to say, he had 1 foot in, 1 foot out at 9 a.m. the next day when I called him, right? Because he had heard some no's. He was already successful. He's a big agent, already making multiple 6 figures. He didn't have to do this. He saw the vision of it. And so why I share that story is, guys, if he would have joined most organizations, I'm worried he would have left, honestly, because we wouldn't have had that conversation. We wouldn't have been able to jump in, to pivot, to course correct, to get him that win, right? And I personally believe Garrett's going to be a future platinum in this organization. I know that's a huge, huge thing to say. This guy, he has all the intangibles. He truly, truly does. So think about who in your organization you didn't get your hands on quick enough. You weren't able to course correct. You weren't able to lead. And perhaps they're not even here anymore, right? The positive note of that, who in your organization right now can you go find? You might have the next Garrett, right? The next Daniel Gonzalez. They might already be sitting in the organization. It's our job as leaders to go find those people. Okay, hopefully you guys saw value in that. Let me move this out of the way. So time to launch your new associate, guys. Give your new associate the proven script for the PZC. And this handoff is very, very important, guys. Really, really important. I've seen some people say, you know, I see David here. Hey, David, I'm going to give you a script, man. It's good. It's a good script, man. Send it out to your warm market, right? With some people on this call. That's okay. Let me show you how I say it. David, I'm about to give you the sickest script you've ever seen, man. This is one of the #1 scripts in all of Legal Shield. I have leaders and other organizations offering to buy me dinner, take me on vacation to share this script. I'm about to gift it to you. This script has recruited over 1,000 people in the last 12 months, by the way. I'm giving it to you. Giving it to you. All you got to do is use it. Hopefully you guys see the difference there, right? That associate is a lot more excited to go use this. If you're not excited about the material you're giving them, the script you're giving them, why would they be excited to go use it? It doesn't make sense, right? Focus on the warm market, right? I learned that from Garrett. In order for this to work same day within 24 hours, it needs to be warm. This is not a cold lead strategy, right? There are other strategies for that. You can talk to someone else about it. It's not really my play. This is warm market. And I tell the new associate on the welcome call, this is your people you'd have over Sunday dinner, people you'd go to happy hour with, your friends, your family, people you know, love, like, respect, and trust, guys. Those are the people we care about most that we want on this call. If you focus warm, they can do it same day. I promise you, guys. I promise you. Check in on the new associate every hour on the day of the PZC. This is where I lose people. Aaron, that sounds like a job. It is a job, guys. It is a job until you have enough leaders on your team doing this with you, right? But go back to Garrett. If I didn't check in with Garrett until 7:30, 30 minutes before his PZC, I don't care who you are, guys. You can't course correct that in 30 minutes. It'd be really, really tough. But because we had 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever it was, we were able to course correct and fix this and make several pivots to get this young man a win, right? And now he's anchored into what we're doing. The new associate must be on the Zoom 5 minutes early. We run a really, really tight show, guys. Not 2 minutes early, not same time. They need to be on so they can greet their guest. The other big thing we learned, guys, like right now, I don't see a lot of people with video on. It's very hard. I can feel my energy already falling, right? I got to get better at that. If the associate's video is not on, most likely their guest will not have video on. It ends up being contagious. They're going to do what their friend's going to do. So coach that. Make sure they're in a place somewhere where it's private. They're not driving a car, right? They shouldn't be. 5 minutes early with their sponsor. We're trying to duplicate leadership. I need their sponsor taking reps so that we can end up doing a handoff. We're grooming more leaders, right? Camera must be on for both. It's a non-negotiable on our team. We give the brand new associate homework. Yeah, homework within hours of them joining, right? They need to be on to welcome guests. Pretty simple. They need to edify the presenter. We give them that edification script. I can't stress that enough. Don't make them come up with it. Don't duplicate the wheel. Make it really, really easy. And then they have to take note of which of their guests were on the call. So I tell them the minute this thing starts, number them down from 1 to 10, write down everyone's name. Even if they got off early, it doesn't matter. I want a full inventory of who was on. More importantly, I want you taking notes next to their names about who's leaning in. And I give them an example, right? When I get to the money slide, I think I do a really good job on that slide. You're going to have people lean in to look at the numbers, right? You're going to have people taking notes. You're going to see it like almost like confused, like what? True? Wow. Like you'll see them react. Write that down. Put a hot next to it. Star it, asterisk it, highlight it, whatever you got to do. Because at the end of this, we're going to call the people you had on, your guests, from hot to cold, right? Really, really important they do that. We're also teaching leadership. I'm teaching them sales skills, what to look for when they're doing this. And then set expectations for the follow-up. This is probably the number one way people lose with the PZC model, and it's so important. You can't skip it. Most people, goes back to my quote, they play not to lose versus playing to win, right? So what happens at the end of a PZC? If I'm a brand new associate, I just invited 10 of my family, my friends, my coworkers, neighbors, right, whatever. They're on a call. That call ends. I'm like, man, Daniel killed it, right? I'm sitting here looking by my phone. I'm like, dude, I know they're going to call me. Like, they saw what I saw. There's no way around it, right? This is going to be insane. All of a sudden, 5 minutes go by. Man, that's weird. I guess they got busy. 30 minutes go by. Man, that's weird. I guess they didn't see what I saw. Maybe they don't see value in what we're doing here. The longer that time goes, guys, the less likely they are to ever make that call because now they get in their head. And by the way, I think Nick said this earlier. I believe 99% of guests who came on a PZC are not going to call their sponsor. Are not. It might even be higher. It might be as close to 100% as you can possibly get. They just don't, guys. And the kicker is, large majority of them saw value in what we did. Life just got in the way. They just got off a 30-minute call. Their kids, the same story I told you earlier, right? So set the associate up. Let them know what we expect, right? They're going to grow into that conversation. We talk about follow-up before the PZC ever gets there. If you wait until after the PZC and I say, David, oh my gosh, man, pick up the phone. Let's go call down the list. Most are like, whoa, I got to call them? Like they didn't know that. It's not fair to them, guys. We're not setting them up to win, right? So lead them into that. Sprinkle that conversation in. Start moving that ball down the field. Let them know that most won't call. It's okay. We're going to call. You're going to merge me over. I'll answer any questions. A simple script for that is, if I was calling John, hey, John, listen, I know we just ended that call. Thanks for hopping on. Listen, the presenter, Aaron, for some reason he picked you out, man. He really, really excited. Your energy. He wants to meet you real quick. I'm going to merge over so you can say hi. Like it's so easy, guys. So easy. But let the associate know that's what we got to do. And then call down that list from hot to cold. Teach the associate how to do a proper three-way call. We've done that now several times today, which is powerful. But that is it, guys. That is that blueprint for I'm talking explosive growth. Like I said, growing with multiplication versus growing with addition, right? And once again, the minute this is done, it's rinse and repeat. Because now you have a team that now you're going to go do the welcome calls once you sign them after the three-way call and you're setting those PZCs. And I'll close on this. Hopefully I'm okay on time. I'm really good on time. The company says all the time, I hear it from Mr. Self and Mr. Carruthers, you're one person away from a tsunami, right? Anybody heard that? And I agree with it. I'm not here to say it's not true. I think it's 100% true. What's not talked about a lot in that example, in my opinion, is you're one Daniel Gonzalez, you're one Nick Odom, right? You're one Josh Lockhart away from a tsunami. I think we'd all agree with that. What I love about the model I just shared with you guys, I believe you're one average person away from a tsunami. One average person, and I'm gonna share it with you. If by the way, most people are average. I'm average, right? So I don't think that's a bad way to describe people. It wouldn't be average if it wasn't average. If I had an average associate just join our team and they got 5 guests on, that's a pretty average number for us. They get 5 guests on, and we do an average presentation. Our team right now is signing up about 70%. So we sign on 3. So we do a PZC today, 5 guests. We sign on 3. We do those 3 welcome calls. Everything I just taught you today. We're scheduling those PZCs for either today or tomorrow. Let's just say tomorrow for easy math. They're all average too. They each have 5 guests on. We sign 3. At the end of tomorrow, I now have 9 welcome calls to do, and I have 9 PZCs scheduled for Monday. In this model, guys, and I hope you guys are getting this, you are 2 days away, 48 hours away from not being able to breathe, from not being able to run the PZCs yourself, from reaching out to your upline saying, oh my gosh, I have 9 welcome calls. Can you help me? I have 9 PZCs I got to do in the next 2 days. Who can help? Think about that, guys. Not 2 weeks, not 6 months from now. Literally, you're 2 days away, guys. 2 days away. You just got to lean in, run the model, let the model work, get out of the way, and keep duplicating and duplicating. With that, guys, I'm happy to open it up to Q&A. Hopefully, Mr. Gonzalez is still here. I know I lost him on the video. Let me stop sharing.